At some point, Memorize will have to control the means of delivery, the infrastructure that will need to be created in order to deliver our products. Information, much less knowledge, doesn't transmit itself through thin air. Well, it does, but not for nothing. This is for me the real 2.0 thinking.
Pure geek hacking was always for the sake of it, for the purity of doing it. It's what I was meant to do. If somebody can tell you I was there, well, I didn't do it right. Impulse hacks, too. Hey, we were kids, right? If I see something, it's right there, I'll hack it. Now, when you grow up and get more organized about the world, you can concentrate and target something over time and with other people. It's more tricky, easier to fail. But then you can really achieve something. Time, consciousness, and collaboration. Now that's taking hacking to a new level.
Antoine receives an email from Anonymous. Check out this article from MRC Cognition Brain Sciences Unit at Cambridge. Yeah, I hacked it. It's amazing. They talk to a patient in coma using magnetic imaging scans measuring the surge of blood flow that accompanies neural activity. Now that's proper data mining. New England Journal of Medicine wrote about it a few months ago, but they remarked on the electrical signatures that accompany same neural activity. If you could correlate both, then communication becomes mappable. By the way, maybe you remember the article about the man in coma I provided to you in the last episode. This was happened in 2012. You can still watch the last episode and download the article if you want. As we experienced in the last episode, Antoine had a loose connection to underground groups, but more for the sake of Molly than for his own interest.
Just a prototype, so be patient. I'm going to ask you some questions.
First batch of sensors arrived today from laboratory. Expensive, but worth it. Can't wait to test the software. Stayed up till 3 a.m. as I took Molly through a list of simple question-answer responses. Very slow work, as software device is very rudimentary. Yes, no, good, bad, funny, sad. And that took 2 hours. Cross-checking, recording 50 readings within a micron of similarity before moving on and then feeding in a randomized control question. Basically took all night. At last, a project I can work on. If we take the minute but readable heat changes that take place with a thought, I can make an app that communicates simple color-coded messages directly from the brain. A mind-reading app basically, little more than a tarot-reading gimmick at this point, but the possibilities. In the future, we can map this empathy circuit in the brain via electricity or even vibrating frequency, giving grammar to our heat and temperature readings.
Just answer. The sensory engine will map your responses and build up an emotional response profile.
This could take a while.
It has to start with simple, predictable question-answer. Sex.
Death.
E4 to C5.
Sicilian defend.
Trial.
Error.
Funeral.
Grandmother.
Sorry.
These new quartz ceramic heat sensors are so finely tuned they can pick up at least 10 more discernible variations of brain activity. The more these develop, the bigger our language will get. We grow exponentially with this technology, but for now we have limited control over it.
Hey Antoine, it's Molly. It was really cool to come over last night and be your guinea pig. I mean, functional magnetic resonance scanning is far the fuck out. And all your gadgets rock. Mega geek. Call me. I want in. Hey, meet me on the corner of Jones and O'Farrell, 10 o'clock. My turn to impress. If you got a clean shirt, wear it. Ouch and out.
Here we can see some pictures of Antoine. Molly gave me the first ring she made for my sensation engine. I can fit the sensor inside and it will look just like a normal ring, all silver reflections and sci-fi angles. Very cool, but temperamental, so I'm sticking with a headset for now. In the future I can imagine implants, but that's inhuman, right? To be able to read the ACC, the anterior cingulate, is how to understand how we respond to pain, our own, and that witnessed in others. And we can do this now. The ACC triggers the AI, the anterior insula, which literally lights up when pain is encountered. In strictly neurological terms, it defines pain. From waterboarding to mass shootings, this thing lights up like a Christmas tree, an emotional lighthouse. The amygdala is the part of the brain that regulates emotional learning. And what is emotional learning if not the interpretation of memory?
In summary, there is much evidence to associate the amygdala with emotion and with learning about emotionally significant events. It is involved in a wide variety of emotional responses, including responding to linguistic threat, facial and vocal expressions of emotion, memory of emotional events, and even simply responding to pleasant and aversive stimuli, including music. Of the amygdala in emotion is overwhelming, which only becomes fully apparent when a patient is observed in real-life situations, with all their complex social and emotional interactions, rather than in the more controlled environment of the psychological laboratory. The amygdala is implicated in a huge array of mental disorders. These include schizophrenia, depression, generalized anxiety disorders. It has one of the densest collections of benzodiazepine responds selectively to anti-anxiety drugs such as diazepam, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. It is also thought to be vitally important in the development and maintenance of drug abuse.
My aim is for the next gen of sensor rings to have Wi-Fi and transmit moisture readings as well as temperature remotely to the software engine. Currently making great strides in my research with my emotive Epoch headset.
High levels of stress and low-level anger. May I suggest some music? Hungry, and that new pizza place on the corner has just opened up. Let's go.
My brain says hungry. It says sweet. My memory of sweet things flashes while I heat moisture recognition pads, creme brulee and pain au chocolat. The geotech database on my computer suggests 3 local outlets for these products. Simple and crass it may be, but this is the beginning. From hunger to taste to product, all through mapping of brain function. The road ahead is mind-boggling. If the sensation engine could map all of our fears and desires, track our emotions and communicate them, give us a self-knowledge of what our body and mind are telling us, at least we will have the opportunity to change. It could match up desire with desire, cancel fear with happiness. It would be like linear programming for emotion, for the soul.
Time for laughter practice. 5 minutes a day makes Molly a happy girl. So let's start. Then we can find out where to buy those new trainers. A long walk down to the market will smooth out today's weekend anxiety. And then lunch. Let me see what's good. Sushi?
That's it for today, guys. We witnessed how Antoine's idea of the sensation engine slowly comes to life. He created a bunch of first tests to spot particular regions in the brain. Within the technical restrictions, he was adding a headset to his software, and the sensing emerges to a usable prototype. If you are new to this channel, please let me make one note at the end. The background of the series is to collect money for the fight against Alzheimer's disease. For more information, please check out the first episode or check out cashformemory.org. You can also support us on Patreon. Please subscribe and share this. I'm looking forward that you will join me next time, when unpredictable events will happen that will change Antoine and maybe history forever. As some of you might already know, there were some Easter eggs hidden in the last episode. Unlike in the last episode, I won't solve all of them today. Instead, I will give you some clues and you can watch the last episode again and see if it helps you to find our references. Maybe I will give you the full answer at the end of the next episode. Or maybe not. There were only 3 Easter eggs hidden last time. You may have found the object, which actually is supposed to stand in a wildlands. If you are a child of the 90s, you probably remember some action movies of this decade. Interesting that Nicolas Cage played in every one of the 3 biggest action movies of this time a lead role. And all of these movies consists of just 2 words in the title, with only 1 vocal in each word. What does it mean? Anyway, the second and the third Easter egg are quotes from a movie with an impressive performance of John Malkovich, playing a virus. Thank you for watching. I would be happy if you join me next time when we will cover Antoine's Journal Chapter 2. My name is Alex Rice and I am a video game aficionado. Have a great night. Bye.